Good afternoon, peoples. Peoples that I'll be talking to will be our future FX traders. I'm going to do lots of videos just for our little PAM trading group, and have lots of nice interactive chats in the group, and just see what everybody would like. And we'll make some changes and adjustments as we go along to suit the group. Obviously, we'll be having the final say on how and when and why and what I'll trade. But if you've got any good ideas, even if you just got some good trade setups you might want me to have a look at during the week or the months, just share them in the chat, and we'll definitely have a bit of a look and a play. And if we make some profit, that'll be awesome. If we don't, I can blame you. But this little video here, I just wanted to good old compound calculator. I'm sure I've made plenty of compound calculator videos over the years, but the idea with FutureFX, or at least this particular PAM, is to just have some really strict risk management. Okay, so do nothing silly. Keep the risk per trade nice and low. If we hit, we're going to have equity protectors per day, per strategy, per week. If they get hit, just no more trading for that period. That way it's good risk management. But from your point of view, you can see if this is working or not. I want everybody to feel comfortable with this investment, so that they're not worried that there's going to be a big loss just around the corner. No one people thinking, oh, this is going really well, and they're getting worried, waiting for the big loss. We're going to have losing days. We're going to have losing weeks. Hopefully, we're keeping the losing months down to non-existent or very, very low. But if we have a losing week, it's only going to be a small. I don't know what. I will set some specific risk management before we get serious in the new year. Some specific acceptable losses for the week. But they'll only be small. We've all had bad experiences trading before, either with somebody else or doing it ourselves. But I want over time for people to get confident. Not that they're comfortable that they think they're never going to have a loss, but comfortable that they know that when we do have a loss, because we will have them, that they're small, they're manageable. And let's say worst case scenario, my trading is not up to the task, and we're going backwards. That will be just going backwards in small increments, so that you're going to have plenty of time to go, okay, well, this isn't working, I can get out, and you'll still have the majority of your funds. At no time am I going to allow 30%, 20%, or even a 10% loss for the week. Just so we all want this passive income, hand-free income, rah. But quite often that comes with a little bit of stress. You're worried about when it's going to end. You're worried when the loss is coming. So you never quite feel really comfortable. So I want to change that. But to do that, we aren't going to be aiming for any huge results. Sure, we might have some really good weeks. But if I could average 2 or 3% per week, that would be fantastic. And on that note, we're going to play off the compound calculator. So let's just say we've got $100,000 in there, which we don't yet, but I intend to. Obviously, whatever amount you put in yourself, the percentages are going to be the same. So if we turn this $100,000 into $500,000, that means with five times the money. If you put $1,000 in, that would equate to you having $5,000. So percentages will be the same. but I'm going to be conservative, 1.5% per week for 156 weeks. So, 1.5% a week on average. There'll be bad losing weeks. There'll be average weeks. There'll be much better weeks than that. So far this week, for 3.5 days trading, we're a little bit over 2%. And that's at the end of the year when things aren't really good. And I don't intend on doing much trading really. Did a little bit this week, but it's going to be pretty sporadic and low level trading until New Year, just because of the markets. But anyway, so $100,000, 1.5% a week for 3 years. Okay, and with this, I want it to be something long term. If we can just get into good risk management, just get chipping away those nice little profits all the time, without taking big risks, we can make this a long term thing. So 3 years, I know 3 years isn't long term, but in I guess the trading world it can be. So let's see how that works out. $100,000, 3 years, and most people are probably looking at 1.5% a week and thinking that's not much. It's still, for 52 weeks of the year, we're looking at whatever 77% profit for the year, not counting compounding. So in the world of online schemes and scams and Ponzi's and high risk trading and all that, that's not very much. But if we can make it long term, it will definitely make up for that. And 77% per year is slightly better than what we get out of the banks. And I'm sure they're doing exactly what we're doing with our money anyway. Calculate. Get to the point, Les. Okay, so in 3 years, we've turned 100,000 into, just over $1 million. Okay, so 10 times our money. So if you put $1,000 into FutureFX and we average 1.5% per week, in 3 years' time, you'll have 10 grand. I know 10 grand isn't life-changing. It's not that exciting over 3 years, but that's not too bad. 10 times, if you can 10 times your money in 3 years, the world's your oyster, really. And then you'll have 10 grand. If you leave that in for another 3, that's going to get you up to 100. That should knock a pretty good dent in the old home loan. But yeah, you can see the idea here isn't to try and convince people to put a whole heap of money in straight away. I want to earn the right for people to put money into FutureFX. So if, throw in a little bit now, that'll be great. Make a start. If you don't want to put any out, that's fine too. I get a bigger chunk of the profits if it's more my money than yours. But in 6 months' time, and even preferably 12 months' time, when we've got a good track record, you can prove long-term consistent results with my FX book and whatnot, then I won't have to convince people to put more money in. So I'll just do it anyway. All right, guys, so that's what I wanted to just quickly touch on this, because my plan is to pretty much do that. I'm going to hopefully average more than that. But as we can see, if that's all I average, that'll be fine. That'll be fine, particularly once, as I say, we get to the stage where we're nice and confident, and having this money in FutureFX feels nice and safe. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again later.